So, welcome everyone. I'm Alexander Mihalcea, and today we have one of the industry leaders, Nipun Silva, founder and managing director of Silva IT. Welcome, Nipun. How are you doing today?
Yeah, thank you, Alexander. So thank you for inviting me. I'm doing great.
Awesome, and I'm excited to have you on the podcast today, and I'm sure you're going to be of great value for the audience.
Yeah.
Now, before we dive in, could you give us a quick overview of what Silverline IT does?
Right. Okay. Well, Silverline Innovative Technologies, better known as Silverline IT, SIT, is a research-based tech company based in Dubai and Sri Lanka. So we focused on building digital solutions in AI, extended reality, called XR, and other futuristic technologies that drive global towards and help industries to move forward. And the reason I emphasize research base is because everything we build comes from our own in-house research. So we are not following trends, we are shaping them. Our vision is to target futuristic technologies that can automate businesses by combining the power of AI and mixed reality. So we help organizations to create their own AI-powered products, especially using agentic AI solutions, and shape them into products that can compete globally. So yeah, that's what we do as a company. So we innovate, we build, and we prepare business for the future.
Okay, that's really fascinating. And basically, what inspired you to create Silverline IT? Was there a specific moment or experience that sparked this journey?
Yeah, so that was actually really interesting. So and like even just remembering it now bring back such wonderful memories. So I've always been curious about tech stuff, right? Like when I was 12 years old, I used to wonder how do companies develop software, right? So I wanted to build one myself. So eventually I built my very first program using Visual Basic, and that was my spark. From then on, I knew I wanted to build things with tech, and over time, that little spark grew into a bigger dream. The
Yeah.
dream to start my own company one day. So when I turned 18, I had just finished college life, getting ready for my grads. So one day, a friend of mine who knew I was like doing computer programming and said, "Hey buddy, can you build a software for my family's business bakery?" So that's when I thought, okay, this is it. It's time to start my own company. So here's the truth. I started my company, but I didn't think too much about it, right? So I didn't have a plan. I didn't have a goal for that. Just my goal, my only goal was simple: create software. So I started, and that's really how it all began. And if there's one thing I want to tell anyone who waiting to fix everything before they start, is this: right? Don't wait, just start. You will figure out a way to as you go. So Alex, I built that bakery software and I installed it, and it actually ran for a couple of years. I
Yeah.
don't even know if it is still being used today, but however, I'm sure it did its job, and it was a piece of cake, right? So because I built everything from graphics to interface to every single line of code, it was all me. So
Yeah.
in the end, I wasn't just a developer. I was basically the first employee of Silva IT, and that's where it's all started.
Okay, and because you mentioned this, could you share the story of starting your tech company after finishing the school and developing a POS systems for a bakery?
Yeah. So actually, like I mentioned earlier, my friend just gave me a call and asked to build the product. So that was the point of creating my own software from my own company. As back in days, I built my software for fun, to experiment things. But this was the first time that someone asked me to build a software for commercial purpose. So that's how I started. Yeah.
Okay, okay, see. And what inspired you to transition from Sri Lanka to expand your business in Dubai?
Yeah. So well, uh, sit open op- sit actually my company operated in Sri Lanka for about 6 years, and let me tell you, the period between 2019 to 2023 was the time the technology just exploded, right? So
Yeah.
we saw rapid growth, the acceleration of blockchain, the rise of metaverse, and the foundation of AI starting to take shape. So it was exciting, but honestly, it was also very challenging. So, like because as a tech company, you have to evolve with the technology, and in fact, technology are the companies, the ones who are actually building, then drive it to forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, actually, I wanted to create something globally, not just locally, and not just for Sri Lanka. So
Yeah.
something that was truly open to the world. Um, so, but one, but I have to be real with you. From 2019 to 2021, things were incredibly difficult in Sri Lanka. Like first the Easter attack, and then right after that, COVID hit. So it was chaotic time, and it hit me so hard because I just couldn't see the path to expanding globally. I couldn't see the future at that time.
Yeah.
So I started looking for a country where I can expand my business, a place that made like sense for growth. So it took some time actually, but one day my girlfriend said to me, "Why don't you check Dubai? It might be a good opportunity for you to grow." So, and you know what? She was right, right? I started observing the opportunity in Dubai. It was really on my list too, right? By 2023, the IT sector in Dubai, including the software industry, had grown by 4.4% in just first 9 months, reaching 15 billion AED in value, right? So,
Yeah.
and the government actually wasn't like sitting back. They're actually pushing digital transformation through initiatives like creating apps in Dubai and UA digital economic strategy. So that fueled even more growth. So I made my
Yeah.
decision. Last year I expanded it to Dubai. So because I believed it really was the land of opportunity, and today I can honestly say I'm proud of the decision. The key thing about the Dubai is the competition. So
Yeah.
the market is tough, and the competition is actually the market is very competitive. But that competition gives you a stage, and it forces growth and innovation. And
Yeah.
for a company like Silva IT, which is all about growing and building, that was the perfect environment. So it is actually perfect environment for any company who's willing to grow themselves, right?
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
the same competitive drive in the UAE brings new tech, new innovation constantly into the market, and that's exactly why today the UAE stand the third most economically influenced nation in the world. So I'm actually happy to start my company, expand my company in Dubai.
Yeah. Exactly. And from our last conversation, I have curiosity. So, how has your father's engineering background influenced your approach to technology?
Right. So actually, he was my hero and the role model of my life. So like without him, Alex, I wouldn't have built it and wouldn't have expanded globally. So let me tell you a little secret I believe in. Most entrepreneurs are groomed in their childhood, right?
Yeah.
Either their childhood shaped them, or it planted the vision inside them. So for me, I always wanted to see things differently. I was all want to like build things, to experiment, and that vision was actually groomed by my father. So he's an engineer, a mechanical engineer, the kind of a person who always they wanted to work with new designs, new things, right? So
Yeah.
he understood that I had a creative and business mindset. So like he gave me some books related to electronics and IT, and those days books were the main resource. We didn't have the kind of access knowledge. So all we have is reading books and gain the knowledge, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
So I learned from books and I started building things. So even today, like my little inventions, my test circuit models, they are all stored in my display room in Sri Lanka. And my first invention, so it was actually conveyor system with a counter machine, the counter machine conveyor system,
Yeah.
like practically we are using in industries. It's actually an idea from my father, and I built it with him. So those days was like wonderful. I still have those conveyor models. I still have those conveyor models with me in my room, and my father himself started to helping me to give me the spark, right? So back then my father himself started his company in 2000, and that's our mother company, Silva Engineering Associate, an engineering firm. So today it has grown into a large business with global footprints, and his vision became the foundation of my vision and my dream. So when I was training with him, the one greatest lesson he taught me, he taught me like this. So never say no to any challenge, and human can always build a solution. And if we cannot, then there's no meeting, there's no any meaning in being entrepreneur. And that belief, that clean mindset was the influence my approach to technology, and that exactly what led to me to build Silva in IT.
Okay, interesting. And let's go back to when you first started. So, for example, what are the key areas of focus for Silverline IT in software development, machine learning, and AI?
Right. So, Alex, we started as a software company before, and building standalone software solutions, web apps, mobile apps. But today, our focus is firmly on AI, especially in the areas of agentic AI, natural language processing, or we called it NLP, and large language model, we called it LLM, and computer vision for robotics. So these are our key areas in AI, and they are exactly what the next generation of digital solutions we will build on. So if you look at the future of business, you can already see the shift. Like AI agents will run the manage entire department right now. Actually, right, what you call, if you analyze the hierarchy table of some companies today, you will notice something fascinating. AI agents are already sitting at the bottom layer of the company structure. In the company hierarchy, you can see now the AI agents sitting there in the bottom line of the company hierarchy. So they are handling sales, marketing, even like security process end to end. So at SIT, we are going deeper. We are integrating AI agents with RAG framework, that is retrieval augmented generation, to make sure our agents have the most up-to-date knowledge base and can generate reliable context-aware solution. So here's what we do: like we build agent and AI agents that power services, and we help businesses to design agent for their in-house operations and products. So as a company, our key focus areas are healthcare, marketing, talent acquisition, and now the marketing is exploding with the AI agents, right? So according to studies, by end of 2025, this year, the global AI agent market is projected to hit 7.7 billion USD, a massive surge from previous year. And this isn't the future anymore. It's happening right now. So we are targeting building AI agents. So it's not like building a chatbot or any other general AI based application right now. So we have to see the future, and that's our goal, and that's our approach to the AI development.
Okay, I see. This is very interesting. But for example, what are the biggest challenges that you are seeing in implementing AI solutions for businesses?
Right. So I'm happy to ask this question, because it's vital to discuss. It's very important to discuss here. You ask about challenges, right? Yeah. So the main challenge we are facing right now is data quality. LLM are now more powerful, more accurate than ever before. So, but at the end of the day, AI development depends on quality data, and that's very challenging, right? So even the best design solution will not be the solution if data behind is poor. So it's kind of a funny that when you think about it, but that's a reality, right?
Yeah.
So the good news is the global developer communities are constantly contributing, working hard to make data more valid, rich, and accurate, right? So now the next challenge is even more critical than the first one: data privacy and security. So we cannot build an AI agent or any product that collects personal data and then risk exposing private details. So it's simply not acceptable. So that's why every single time our team spending hours and hours making sure user data is secure and user privacy is protected. So we are also using explainable AI models, so we can actually see how our AI thinks and how it arrives at its decisions, right? But here where it's get tricky. LLM models are often like referred to as a black boxes, and that make explainability harder. So we cannot see how LLM's thinking right now at the moment. So there are some issues. But the positive side, solutions are emerging. The governments are becoming much more focused on AI regulations, and that's a good sign to the entire industry. So yeah, I think those two are the main key challenges that we are focusing. But like every time we face challenges, we are finding solutions, and that
exactly.
world is moving forward.
Okay, and now walk us through how Silverline IT addresses these challenges. What makes your approach unique?
Yeah, so I can explain that into three main steps, right? So it's this actually some as a company, I can define it to I can explain it to in three main steps. So in our company, step number 1, we define the problem. So you see, it doesn't matter where the AI or not using technology, always start with the solving real world problem. So as a tech company, always tech companies are doing solving problems. So that's why we spend considerable time to first identify the problem and then break it down into 3 subsections: the data we collect, the process required for the function, and the expected output. So without these 3, you simply cannot build a meaningful AI solution. Otherwise, the product will just end up going nowhere, right? So step number 2, designing and planning. So this is the most crucial phase, the one that really decides the lifetime of a solution. So here we carefully choose the right technology stack for our customers. Sometimes it can scale over time and keep up with the updates in the tech world, right? So just to give an idea, last week actually we are doing this frequently, and last week we did an analytic check in our company, and we found that we spend about 30 to 40% of project time purely on designing and planning. So that's how important this step is. So it's very crucial. And the third step, I call that stage is 3D phase. We called it developing, deploy, and debugging. So this is the ultimate execution phase of the solution. Now development time has gotten faster because of the AI, right? But still, testing is the key part of that determines the quality of our product, and it gives the measurement for of the application security and privacy of the application. So it's not just about where the solution works; it's also about measuring privacy and security. And it's actually ensure and we need to ensure it's compliant. It's comply with the standards like HIPAA and so, right? So in the end, these 3 steps define, design, and deploy our solution. So that's our method. That's our approach as a company, and that's how we make sure our solutions are not innovative but also reliable.
Exactly. I see. And I often that innovative solutions face the initial skepticism. So, for example, when you talk to potential clients, what's the biggest misconception they typically have about what you do?
Right. So, the misconception that they typically have, you're asking from the client side, right? What are the misconceptions that way? Yeah. So, basically, they have misconceptions on they actually thinking that AI if they implement AI solution, or if they are using AI solution, it should always correct. So sometimes AI solutions actually hallucinating, right? They are not giving the correct output. So every time customer, every time that we having a discussion with client, they actually thinking that AI solution might be perfect.
But solve everything,
that's not true, right? So we have to spend time on testing, and also most of the time the customers have the system and they are trying to implement AI, but they actually want to fully depend on the AI. So what we are doing, we are actually explaining things to them, and also we are giving some demonstrations of how the exact same technology works, and we are actually highlighting the points, why the AI is hallucinating and why AI are actually doing mistakes. So that's why in my early conversation I told you that we are using rack-based system which can give the accurate and the updated information in agentic AI. So that's the main issue that we have right now. So what we are doing, we are explaining client to what kind of a solution that we are going to implement, and we are going to give them a proper idea about the AI and everything. So
Okay.
I think it's still challenging, but we are actually managing it right now, because we are using different kind of technologies, like, and also we are using parallel implementations for a product, because like it doesn't mean it doesn't mean that AI is like more powerful. It doesn't mean that we should implement AI to everywhere. Sometimes
Yeah.
the solution is still perfect without the AI. So sometimes customers are not getting it, but eventually, like, that's how it's working. Like every customer didn't have like fully background about the technology and AI, so that's the hardest part.
Yeah, exactly, I see. And for example, how is Silverline IT involved in game development, virtual reality, and augmented reality?
Yeah, so that's actually a great question. So like I think I mentioned earlier, so we are working on the AI and also XR. XR means extended reality. So moving back to 2020, we actually started working with AR and VR technologies. Because of at that time, I believe the next era of the technology would be metaverse, not AI, right?
Yeah.
So like I didn't think that AI burst happened like this, and like now every product using AI. So AI was already there, but I mean 2020, but it was like still under development, quite preparing for the big revolution, right? For a while, it really looked like the core idea of the metaverse was going to work, and my vision back was to build apps and games that would connect to metaverse. So, and honestly, the concept looked ready to change the market, at least until ChatGPT launched on November 30th in 2022, if I'm correct. So now let's go back again, 2022, like around 6.4 million consumers consumer VR headset were sold worldwide in that year. I mean 2020. And because of the pandemic, people start working remotely, which meant like virtual connectivity was needed more than ever before. So
Yeah.
we saw the opportunity and we saw the market. So we began transforming our web solutions into VR applications. But innovation requires research. So I invested in game development along with AR and VR, and we launched a couple of mobile games during that time. And we even managed to successfully transform an entire e-commerce platform into a virtual space, right? So right now we are actually focusing on three areas in XR development: user experience, privacy and security, seamless usage of technology. So, and I'm proud to say today we have fully fledged digital solution. Like we have fully fledged digital solution that can transform any supermarket into virtual space. So our solutions are now mainly focused on real estate, retail, and education,
Okay.
especially here in Dubai. So we always increase our investment in XR development by 20% compared to the last year. So because we committed to keep pushing forward, and I still believe the metaverse will come in the future. And the interesting part is AI boom did kill AI. AI boom didn't kill AI. In fact, it made it even more powerful. Thanks to the generative AI, XR has new possibilities that like we could even imagine before. Like XR,
Yeah.
generative AI can create powerful XR based system because it can generate content right now. So back then we didn't have any solution to generate content. We are using pre-stored assets, animation, those kind of things. But now AI can create content, AI can create images, graphics by themselves, and we can
Yeah.
use in XR based systems.
Yeah, exactly. And because we talk about the wins, the unique insights and challenges, and before we move to the future trends, could you share the story of winning an award at the Intel International Science in Engineering Fair for your AI device for blind people?
Yeah, so right, so like thank for reminding me of that. So it was honestly one of my most remarkable innovations, like something like that really shaped when I today, right? So this was back in 2014. The AI boom wasn't even close to happening yet, but like AI was quietly evolving. I was just a 16-year-old kid, right? And For like more than 2 years, I dedicated myself to studying how AI could be applied to support differently abled people, and I focused especially on visually impaired community, researching, identify their challenges, and trying to solve them like through technology. And after years of work, I managed to build a device that allows users to see or really like to feel video games through their tongue. Yes. So like through touch sensitivity on the tongue. So it took me if I'm correct, 2.5 years of research, and and trust me, like it was not easy. Back then we didn't have the chat GPT models or any fancy toolkit. We barely had Stack Overflow for debug and debug code line by line, right? So I was young, inexperienced, and the process was really tough, but I kept pushing. So I designed the entire circuit by myself, and the only real support that I had was my family, especially my father and also my younger brother. Without them, honestly, I wouldn't be I'm not talking about this achievement today in here. So now technically my device called Game Studio had two key sections: a software platform, a 2D game environment powered with AI, and also the hardware unit which translate display data into a electrical impulse. So that's how it's work, that's how it's organized. So technically the impulses would be sent to a touch sensor made of electrodes. The user placed the tongue on the top of tongue, and then through touch sensitivity the brain translates that touch information into a visual cortex and allowing users to visualize the image of the game. So that's why I was using 2D games at that time. For me as a teenager, it was mind-blowing to create, and then everything changed. So with this invention, I won Junior Inventor of the Year local contest in Sri Lanka in 2014, and I was lucky enough to be invited to Intel International Science and Engineering Fair in Los Angeles, California, the largest science and engineering fair in the world. So there I won Grand Award in computer science category, and that moment was one of the biggest turning point in my life. And the message I want to share from this achievement to listeners is it's not about just award. It's about it's not that it's not that hard to build things when you have the passion to solve a problem. Like technology today gives us so much support right now. Like I created that device without any support, without AI, but now everyone can access to the AI. Everyone can use AI using their mobile phones. So
it's much easier.
So all you really need is to focus on the solution and the discipline to be prepared to stay ready, and most of all to be aware of the market.
Amazing. And now, looking at a broader industry, what are the most exciting applications of these technologies that you see emerging?
In virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality. Like I said earlier, these technologies are actually already making a big impact in three key sectors: real estate, retail, and education. So what makes the XR so unique that it doesn't rely on traditional keyboard or screen. Instead, it uses natural human movement and gesture control in environment. So that's why it feels so easy, familiar to users. So let's take a real estate as example. So because of the advanced AI and especially generative AI, XR now is more powerful than we imagined, right? I said it before. So and honestly, we still haven't seen the full potential yet. So just think that about this for a moment, right? What if you could buy an apartment, a house, or even your dream office simply by visiting the space through the mixed reality headset, completely remotely, without ever stepping foot into a physical property? That's exactly the part of mixed reality, and that is not futuristic, but it's already happening, right? So just few years, you may not be visiting physical store to buy groceries. I'm telling instead of e-commerce players will pushing their users towards to next generation AI and mixed reality app, right? And also right now, your phone to you are actually using your phone to place an order, but within next 5 years you are likely be to using mixed reality headset whether it's Apple Vision Pro or like Oculus or something else, to walk into fully virtual grocery store and place your orders. So that's the impact that XR technology is going to have on everyday life, and honestly it's fascinating, right? So the overall market is projected to reach 7.5 billion by 2025, end of 2025 this year, and some forecast expected to surpass 30 billion US by end of 2026. So that's a huge growth, and it's only growing to continue powering the business forward and continuously.
Yeah, interesting one. And in your opinion, what advice would you give to startups looking to leverage AI solutions effectively?
Yeah, so like my advice is simple, right? So first, like this market is very competitive. The main thing that you should do is study the market before you build something with AI, right? So right now, like I mentioned earlier, the market is saturated with tons of AI products, right? So like we can see everywhere products, like even the most common basic apps that we are using now powered with AI, or either sometimes they are actually using that AI code for the marketing purposes, right? So like right now the market is saturated, like I mentioned, and you don't want to end just like building yet another chat GPT or integrating chatting app, right? So instead focus on this, right? Find the industry that's still lacking AI developer. There are a lot of industries out there that lacking AI development. So identify the real problems in that niche and build something that truly solves those problems. Because here's the truth, right? Just adding AI into your product doesn't automatically make it special or valuable, right? So like every successful digital solution out there is one thing in common. I'm not talking about AI solution, every tech solution. It solves real problem in people life. So and those solutions succeed simply by having the first mover first mover advantage, right? So in here, talking about first mover advantage, I'm not saying that you always have to be first in the market. Even late stage businesses can thrive and like sometimes do better than the pioneers. But you don't need to deeply understand your you need to deeply understand the market and your competitors, and most importantly, what unique value to bring the table, because brilliant idea alone is not enough to survive and succeed, right?
Right.
So like so you need strategy, you need awareness, and you need adaptability, and especially in AI the place is different, right? So this isn't 2020 anymore, right? You cannot just release a product and hold your position with the same technology for years that company did before back in 2020, right? So in AI, you and your team must constantly be learning and updating, evolving with the technology. So that's why in my company we allocated the entire day every week just to plan every week just to plan what coming next and what updates we need, and honestly that planning determine our future pathways. So here's my ultimate advice, if you are in an AI business, invest your time in learning, researching, and staying updated with the global trends. So it's not just a business, it's a game, right? And only those who play keep winning. That's my ultimate advice for them.
Yeah, great advice though. And before we wrap up, I'm curious about what's on the horizon. So when you look at the Silver Line IT journeys over the next few years, what possibilities excite you the most?
Right. So like the technology and the future industries, like Alex, it's actually formidable. Just watching how AI changing the world and shaping the future almost in every industry. So right now the global AI market is valued around 391 billion, and it's like projected to grow massively, with forecasts expected to reach nearly, I think, 1.8 trillion by 2030. And here's something the interesting part is about 78% of global companies are either already using AI or actively exploring it. So that's actually a huge jump to just a few years ago. In fact, the larger companies today are twice as like to use AI compared to smaller ones. and they're using for like 56 or 7 percentage for digital customer services, and 47% for digital assistance. So AI agent is a buzzword, right? So it's working right now in a business process we interact with every single day. So and the one thing now, a lot of people actually fear AI. So I will tell you, like yes, it'll replace certain jobs and people will lose positions. But here's the truth: AI will also create new jobs, and honestly, this isn't new. Every single year, where AI is here or not, technology is changing the way we work. So just like that's how the technology has always shaped our life and the impact across the every industry, like even healthcare, manufacturing, education, retail, and every industry. So AI is no different, but like now the country is actually supporting AI. They are actually not pulling back. For example, like in UAE, AI actually expected to contribute over 96 billion to the nation's GDP by 2031, with annual growth and projected between 20% to 30%. So the way I see it, we are already living the future of AI. Has been like shaping for years, and it will continue reshaping it, and faster, deeper than ever before. So as a company, what we are doing, we are identify what comes in the future and what kind of a requirement that the people need in the future, and we are keep researching, and we are keep doing again and again until we create a new solution to the people. So that's our ultimate target also as a company in next 5 years. And also one of our key thing in our companies, we are always focus on research, because otherwise we cannot thrive. So like I mentioned earlier in my discussion, back then we didn't have like technology support, so the company can survive with their developed solution for like few years, couple of years, maybe like 5 years, 10 years. But now in each and every startup, like whether if it is AI or not, can't survive in just 1 year, because they need to update, and the competition is expanding. Because of that, as a company, we are investing more for R&D, and we are moving forward with AI agentic solutions and XR, and try to find what are the possible outcome, what are the possible technologies that comes in the future.
Yeah, exactly. And for listeners who want to learn more or potentially work with Silverline IT, what's the best way to get in touch?
Yeah, so you can follow up our social media network, and also like you can follow up using Facebook, LinkedIn, and also Twitter, Instagram. So like technically we are in every social media network, so you can follow up. And also there's career opportunities available in Silverline IT. So if you want to learn something new, and if you are willing to like be a part of our team and explain and be a part of the globally expanded solution, you can go down there and join our team as well.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing those insights about you, about the company, and about the whole story. And thank you for this amazing podcast session.
Yeah, Alexander. So thank you for inviting me, and it's really good to having a conversation like this. And yeah, I appreciate your effort. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much too. Have a great day.
Have a good day. Bye.